Welcome to one more video. Today we're going to continue with the unit number 3. We're going to study a verb. What is a verb? Verb describes an action. Verb is the same, is equal in Spanish. And today we're going to study the very famous, the very popular verb be. The very popular verb to be. So the contents for today's video are the verb be in affirmative, in negative, in question, and short answers. When do we use the verb to be? We use the verb to be to talk about nationality. For example, I am Paraguayan. She is Brazilian. Laura is American. Marcos is Argentinian. We use the verb be to talk about appearance, physical appearance. For example, she is short, Marcos is tall, Laura is fat, etc. We also use the verb be to talk about age. For example, Mary is 20 years old, or I am 30 years old. We use the verb be to talk about occupation, jobs, profession, etc. For example, we are students. I am a doctor. I am a student. She is a doctor. She is a professor. To form a sentence in English is oración. So, to form a sentence is important to understand what is subject. Subjects in English are personal pronoun, pronombres personales, right? So here we can see that we have I. I is me. Yes, so I is the first person singular. Then we have you. You we have in second person singular. Then we have the third person. Yes, this is third person. So we have the third person singular, but we use he for male. What is male? Male is boy, is man. For example, Lucas, for example, Marcos. Okay, then we have she. She is third person singular, but for female. What is female? Female is girl. Female is woman, lady. For example, Laura. For example, Liliana. Okay. Then we have it. It is also third person singular, but we use with animals, with objects, with places. Animals, cat, dog, etc. Objects could be cell phone, book, etc. And places could be Ciudad del Este, Paraguay, Brazil, etc. Then we have the third person plural. This is singular, this is plural. Those are singular, those are plural. Okay, so we use with the third person singular when when I am in the conversation. Then we use you, third person plural, when you are not in the conversation. And they when you are not in the conversation. This is the famous nosotros, ustedes, and ellos. Are three forms of the verb be. First, we have am. We use am only with the first person singular, that is I. So we have am. Then we have is. Is we only use with the third person singular, that which are he, she, and it. He is, she is, and it is. And finally, we have are, which we can use with the second person in singular or the third person, that is in plural. And we have you are for singular, you are for plural, we are for plural, and they are for plural. Now we have the structure for the affirmative. And you can see here, I am a doctor. So we can look at the structure. In the first column, we have the subjects. You can see I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Then we have the correct form of the verb be according to the subject. Then we have the predicate and the number. What is number? If it's singular or plural. Okay? So we have the examples. I am a doctor. You are a student. This is singular, only for one person. And here for the third person singular, only is. Okay? Is a mechanic. She is an actress. It is a cat. Right? And then we have with the plural form that which we use are, right? So we are students. So in the second example of plural form, we have you are teachers, right? So you are teachers. Teachers is in plural. So we can differentiate with you are a student, that a student is one person, right? And teachers is in plural. And finally, they are doctors, that is plural again. Now we can see the structure for the negative form. So you can see that for the affirmative, we have the subject, the verb be, the predicate, right? So for the negative is very similar. We only add is addition, right? So we only add the word not. So in affirmative is I am a doctor. And for negative, I am not a doctor. You are not a student. He is not a mechanic. She is not an actress. And so on. Now the structure for the question form. Again, we have the affirmative structure. That is the subject, the verb be, the predicate, right? So, to form a question in the simple present with the verb to be, we only change the position, right? We change the position, we have subject and verb, and to make a question, we change the position. Here we have the verb be, and here the subject. And the predicate is the same, and we finish with a question mark. Okay, so now how to respond, how to answer the question. We have here, are you a student? Is he a mechanic? So how we answer, how we respond? We respond with yes or no if it's affirmative or negative. Then we need the subject and the verb be. So, yes, I am or no, I am not. Yes, she is. No, she's not. Or he isn't, right? He isn't is the contraction form of he's not, okay? Contraction. In English, we use contractions, and you can see here the examples. Here we have affirmative, and here we have negative column. So here, I am a student, right? So the contraction form for am is am. So we make short our phrase, our words, right? Then we have for you are is your, his is his, she's, its, were, your, and their. And for the negative is the same. So for am not is I'm not, you aren't, he isn't, she isn't, it isn't, we aren't, you aren't, and they aren't. But here we have a caution. We have to be cautious. In short answers, contractions we use in negative sentences only. For example, are you a student? Yes, I am is for the affirmative. But we cannot use contraction in this case. Yes, I'm is incorrect for short answers. Okay? Short answers only. You can say, yes, I'm a student. Yes, but not only yes, I'm. Okay? For negative, you can use the full form, for example, no, I am not, or the contraction form, no, I'm not. Both are correct.